back? We're back, I think. Holy. So, yeah, it looks like OBS crashed. We should be good now. So what I was saying is like, you know, we have like kind of the guard ragdolled in the hand over here and the robot here, and we're going to kind of do this like low angle. We might do like another building or structure here. So like kind of like frame him. We want like this. We want you to go from here, basically like right down the middle of the page to here. So yeah. So what I was saying with the robot is like, we might have like his hand on the house here. And when we designed the robot before, all right, we're gonna doodle a little bit over here. When we designed the robot before, I'm just double checking to make sure we're not down again. We kind of did this like head, body, like mechy, kind of like hips, and like, but he was like big in here, and then he had like robot arms and blah blah blah, and then he had like legs and stuff. That was like the previous stream. We kind of did something like that. This makes total sense, by the way. It 100% reads, and you know, that wasn't just a weird doodle. So here's the thing. That kind of robot doesn't play to my strengths. Like, I don't know if I can make that robot look good. So like, I was thinking about robots in general. And I was thinking about how like we could do something like a little more organic, like a little more Mega Man and a little less Gundam, maybe. I was thinking about maybe doing like kind of like an egg shape, like something like this, with like kind of like weird hip thing going on, and like a head, and like some kind of like piping in the back, like this. And we still want him like, you know, menacing. So like maybe add like a shoulder bit, and then like, you know, something like this. And then do the same thing with the legs that we were doing before. Kind of do them like that. Like this. And I guess this isn't like too far from our original design, but I feel like the chassis is part of like what I was having problems with before. You know, I want him to read like a robot, but also it needs to be like kind of like a personal little like pod. So we're gonna muddy our way through it. I said before on stream that like, you know, tech is like not my bread and butter. Like when I was in college and I was like doing pages, the last time I was doing pages, which was, you know, 15 years ago, like tech was really tough for me to do. We had like some assignment where there was like a guy who like gets launched out of a, this is like a story that we were doing. He like gets launched out of like an escape vehicle in outer space, and it was like an egg-like craft or whatever, and like 90% of the kids in my class all did like just basically eggs, and like I did too, because I was like, fuck man, I'm bad at this, and I readily admit it, and I'm like trying to do my best, but like my buddy, who you guys might know, Christian Donaldson, did this like super elaborate, like it was like kind of like cigar shaped like emergency escape pod thing. It looked awesome, and you could tell that he was just like, he captured the spirit of the script and he just kind of like did his own thing and played to his strengths. And so we're gonna try to play to my strengths by not getting bogged down in like robot bullshit. So let's do that. So okay, the robot's gonna be like running into town, like kind of just half destroying things. We want to like kind of lean into that by showing, the motion. So we're gonna have like head down kind of thing. Like he's like running in, like shoulder down. He's got this dude up here, so maybe he's got this arm back like this. Not necessarily like that. It's a little weird. Let's erase some of the house over here because we're gonna destroy that part of the house. When you run, you kind of put like the opposite foot forward. So let's try to get this thing taken care of. It's weird because we did like his feet are like thigh here, they're opposite, and then like other piece back here, so and then like they're kind of built to be like, joint. So let me think about, so how does this move? When it extends, is it like joint like that? And then when it comes back, it's like joint like this is a very funny image. Little robot butt back here. got the robot butt. This is safe for Twitch, right everyone, right? All right, okay, so maybe it doesn't the running looks weird. Maybe we redo the legs. Whoops. Maybe we redo the legs, like just make them like regular legs, because I think that might be easier to draw. we're fixing a lot of stuff on the fly right now. All right, maybe we do it like just like regular kind of steel pop rivet joint, kind of stuff like that, like a regular normal like leg. We could do something like that. What's happening? Photoshop, please. We could do it that way. Let's kind of like figure out what we're doing. So we have the robot coming in, shoulder up. He's kind of got like, this thing is like forced perspective. He's got the guard in his hand. So we're gonna do like a little 3-prong claw kind of thing. He's got like the body. Guard's like ragdolled. Or maybe not ragdolled. Maybe we could say like he's like, help. And like the robot kind of got like fist going here, and he's like punching this house, like we got some like kind of good, we got some good motion going on here. Maybe there's like another house over here in the foreground. We can kind of like, by putting a house here, by the way, we can kind of like frame this little inset panel. And we can kind of like 1-point perspective this thing to like here on the robot. Kind of like direct the lines of sight to the robot. We're really getting into like fucking nuts and bolts of comics as a pain in the ass. We're really in the nuts and bolts of comics being a pain in the ass. All All right, so we'll draw like kind of like a destroyed kind of thing over here. We'll draw like he's got we're gonna keep the like prong feet, like the joint and then like another joint, and then like he's kind of got like the same thing going on here with a joint and another joint, and then like kind of like a disc and like one in the back kind of thing, like this kind of build, and then like a joint here. And like that's kind of, this is kind of like where I want his foot to be. And so he kind of like grips down kind of thing. And also can get like motion. So what does he say? He says, present to me your greatest chef so it may receive pity and loss. But that's only in the 4th panel. We want to make sure the robot looks bad, so we put eyebrows on him. I don't know if that's actually making him look bad, but it cracks me up, so we're gonna keep it. And nobody's saying anything in chat, so we're definitely gonna keep it. We're gonna maybe make him like billowing smoke. I don't know about that. We might lose that, but you know what would help sell this panel previous? If we had like his robot hands like reaching in. That would actually, oh man, that would actually help a lot. Maybe we'll move these guys over. We are figuring this shit out as we go. Comics as a pain in the ass. I'm swearing a lot on this stream, I apologize. Move these guys over a little bit. Put like the robot hand. So that the guard's kind of like, what in the... Oh, we should probably put like a weapon here too for him, right? Like a little spear or something. Or like sword. You guys can tell that like I'm a colorist because I'm not really doing like I feel like the way that I'm doing layouts is like we'll just block this in, like rather than being like, you know, we'll draw this as like lines. I don't know. I feel like I'm doing that. I don't know if you guys feel that way. So let's take this. Kind of do the same thing here. I can't believe OBS crashed. This is like the second stream for the stream with the new computer and OBS crashed. That's freaking wild. We're going to do the little joint up here. And then like kind of like a thigh. He's got kind of like, you know, like weird hips, and we can actually like break this kind of like apart. Yeah, let's kind of like try to make this a little bit more readable, maybe. All right, we're making it slightly more readable, slightly. He's knocking that guy out. He's got the guard in his hand over here. The guard's poor little face. We should probably give him like a helmet or something so that we know who the guard is. Kind of like makes you think you're doing just fine. Blocking out is probably smarter than just doing the drawing itself. Yeah. Thinking about details too much. Yeah. So I mean, that can definitely happen for sure. So we're doing like the thatch of the roof over here, and then kind of like just doing a little bit of detail in the corner, but we want to keep this mostly black in the corner because it's going to frame the inset panel pretty well. So we can kind of like do this. So this house in the other corner, we can kind of put some detail in, and we're gonna mess up that house. Like he's gonna like freaking demolish the thing. And then it's a shot of the robot's head. We gotta kind of like really zoom it in, because like we can't have, okay, this is a problem when you're making a page. If you have like this head here and it's that size, and then you have the same head here, it's gonna look weird. It's gonna look like he has two heads. You know what I mean? So maybe the solution is we make this guy big, but then we also shrink this guy a little bit. Really, Photoshop? Really? So by kind of like shrinking the head a little bit, we made the robot bigger, like, or at least perceived bigger, and then B, we like made this shot a little better. So he needs a word balloon down here. We don't want to like we don't want to like cover up the feet. Maybe we like push everything up. Nothing is sacred. Maybe push everything up and like kind of like crunch it down a little like that. Maybe. I think that's probably a good idea, right? I don't know. Comics. I don't know. So that way we can get like the dialogue box in here. Maybe even bigger than that, because he's got a lot to say. He's got a lot to say. All right, and this is present to me, and then mob off camera says kill it. So like we got to do like kind of like an off. Oh my god, why do we script it like this? Past Nick Filardi really screwed us. Also, I just realized that past Nick Filardi gave us a angry mob on page 2, which is like a real jerk move. We really shouldn't be doing angry mob like crowd scene. Like thanks past Nick Filardi. You really fucked us. Yeah, I don't know where we're gonna put this balloon. Let me think about it for a second. Cause like, I think in my head I was thinking like this would be a whole separate panel, but we really don't have room for it. Like, because like I wrote inset panel, but then I wrote like a ton of, why is past Nick Filardi such a jerk? Yeah, tell me about it. May make the inset panel bigger. Yeah. So like we have a couple options. Like we can make the inset panel bigger. Like we could just go like this, you know? And like, you know, cut all this stuff. Like this is an option. You know, something like that. But if we do that, then we lose like some of the punch that we have here. Although maybe we just like, let's back up. Oh man, we're really backing up. I want to like get rid of that speech balloon. Photoshop, please. Okay, we are now past Nickfil. So what if we black out this house and we're still gonna like, you know, perspective, whatever, lines. It's all just lines and shapes. Drawing is easy, coloring is hard. We all know this, and we just take this and we shrink it. Not shrink it like we don't want to use it, but just like make it wider, you know, like. So we'll do like this. I think this is the thing that was tripping me up, is that like so now we have like the houses are bigger. This house is huge now. Maybe we got some room for the robot to breathe. Maybe this is actually a really good thing. This isn't. We want the brush. There we go. Yeah, maybe we want like room for the robot to breathe. Also, I'm sorry I didn't get to finish off Declan's thing the other day. My internet went out. My internet went out yesterday, so I didn't get to finish off Declan's dealie, or the day before that. And then today, right before I was like all set to stream some Curse of the Iron Chef, my power started flickering and OBS crashed. Like, I don't understand what it is with like me trying to figure this out. This is your favorite part of making comics, solving the puzzle that is the layout? Yeah, man. So like, okay, now we have more room for the robot to breathe. But yeah, it feels like the comics are like stacked against me. We're still gonna keep like a foreground element. Maybe this isn't a building. Maybe this is like a well or something, like a town square well. But yeah, really feels like we're like, you know, the world is trying to like Final Destination this stream or something. There's like the thatch and the roof, and we're gonna still like all the buildings pointing to the robot. We're gonna do like cobblestones or something down here. You had to toy around with various OBS versions to find one that wasn't crashing. Oh God. I did not realize that this was going to be a thing. So, okay. Horizon line's like here? Oh, here. Because we're 1 point perspective. Horizon line's like at the crotch of the robot. We're crotch level. Welcome to crotch level. It's open source and sometimes they heck up the video driver interactions. Huh. You're gonna have to, before we get started streaming some Sea of Thieves, which we're gonna do in a little bit, you're gonna have to like fill me in on this stuff, because I don't know if there's some settings that I should be checking or not. So like this is kind of like a bucket, this is a well. The well is in the foreground, so it's much larger than the building, but we do want to make it so that it doesn't look like it's like tangenting. It's got like a tangent into each other. Maybe make the building a little taller. Maybe put like a smokestack up there. Yeah, this looks a little better. Yeah, I'm excited to pirate. I was gonna like have a few drinks, but then you were like, let's stream at 3 o'clock, and I was like, I don't know if I can start drinking at 3 o'clock. some that's some early boozing for me. um I was gonna make some piratey kinds of drinks. Here's the robot. He mad. He's so mad. Look at him. So mad. You totally forgot to buy food, so you're gonna have to grab some groceries before we hit the seas. Well, we could stream a little later. Yeah. We can game later. Yeah. That way I can have a nice relaxing beverage. We could do that. That'll give me more time to do some layout stuff too. We could do that. I just can't stream too late because I gotta get up early tomorrow. Yeah, totally no rush. Yeah, we could do it later. You want to do it like 7 Eastern? Is that all right? Stream for like maybe 2 or 3 hours. All right, so the robot over here says present chef. For anyone that doesn't know, it's like just popped in. We're gonna be streaming some Sea of Thieves later, and then off camera the mob is like kill. Maybe this tail shouldn't go down like this. We're gonna be, by the way, speaking of letters and all this kind of stuff, we're gonna be lettering this thing by hand, because basically for 2 reasons. One, I kind of want to like put all the like balloons on the page, and I want to be able to like play with that in a way where I'm like drawing it. I want the balloons to feel like organic, because clearly like this feels like what we're doing here. I'm using like a toothy brush. Like this is the kind of stuff that like appeals to me. So I want like the balloons to feel like toothy and cool as well. So like, you know, I want if the balloons are going to feel that way, I kind of want the text to feel that way too. So I want everything to like kind of go together. And I know that you can do that if you're proficient in other stuff, but like in other programs that handle that stuff in design, like things like that. I don't even know what the going program is right now. But I also kind of don't want to mess with more than just Photoshop. Like I kind of want to just make the finished product in Photoshop and kind of be done. We'll see how it goes. So all right, let's start laying out page 2. So we have down to panel 5, so it's gonna be 5 panels. By the way, we might flip. Dang, are we not done with this? I'm still thinking about it. What if we flip the top panel or the middle panel? Here's the thing I'm worried about. So we have the robot reaching from the right side on panel 2, which was like an add-on that we did, one that wasn't in the script, that we were like, oh, we can make this like work better like this. If we flip it, like, so we set up a relationship where like the guard is on the left side and the robot is on the right side, and then here the robot's on the left side and the guard's on the right side, and it might not work the same. Like we might just need to like straight up flip this thing. It looks weird now to me. Does that mean it was a bad drawing? I don't know. I'm trying to figure out like what looks weird. I know what looks weird. We hacked it. We hacked the legs. We actually want like this leg forward. because this hand is forward punching the building. And this one back. He's like, because his shoulders are leaning like this one's the one that's most forward right here. We can kind of do something like that. If we're gonna do that, then like we're gonna kind of need to like push this building forward. So maybe we create like a little more space here. Kind of do it like that. Man, there's just a lot going on here. Let's erase some of this. So he's like messing up this poor building. So we kind of like just add like a little bit of rubble, popping it off. There's like the thatch roof, but like the doors like here. We got the perspective point here, so let's use it, kind of like eyeball this stuff. Because okay, here's another thing that I've kind of remember from school is that like if you, at least in my experience, if you like ruler out all the perspective and like you're like every line's perfect and like, you know, you're doing that kind of thing, you run the risk of like making the world look sterilized and like weirdly angular, you know what I mean? Like it starts to not look like lived in, if you know what I mean. It starts to look like a computer built it, you know. I think that's one of the things that early artists struggle with, because they think about the perspective and they're thinking about like everything the perspective is going to do, and like how to get it right, and they, in the struggle to get the perspective right, they like lose what the whole point of the scene is, and they lose like trying to make it look decent. So maybe we'll just do the speed lines kind of in the sky. Maybe we should flip the robot down here so that, or he could just be looking straight at the camera. I mean, that's like super fourth wall breaking. But maybe it'll read well. All right, I think that's what we're doing for the layout for the first panel. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that looks weird or potentially. Hey, Erica. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that like looks weird or might not be right. I know, Erica, you just joined us, and this probably looks like a bunch of chicken scratch. But like here's the start of a comic book. Maybe a start. All right, maybe we'll go to page 2. Town panicking. So we're gonna do 5 panels. The first panel's got like the mob, the angry mob. Someone in the crowd throws a rock in panel 2. Panel 3, robot gets hit in the head. Panel 4, robot throws a huge rock. There might be too much going on. So you think these layouts are lovely. Well, thank you. So here's something that I was afraid that was going to happen when we started scripting, was that like we would start to run into this problem of like, okay, so we want to kind of like pick one panel a page to make big and like, you know, the focus of the action, the thing that hooks the reader. So like we could do in the first panel, like we have the mob of people, you know, rabble, 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 houses in the back, you know, like whatever, and they got like torches and pitchforks, I guess. Maybe they might have torches and pitchforks. So like we can do that, and then like we have like two panels that are small, like, you know, somebody throws a rock, robot gets hit in the head. So like somebody throws a rock, and they would kind of like lean forward like that. And then like the robot gets hit in the head, you know, donk. We could even write that, donk. All right, this is so comics do a good job of entertaining me. This is the thing, is like, I don't know why I stopped doing this, because this cracked me up, like the rock hitting the robot in the head, and it's saying donk. I don't know why I haven't done pages in 15 years, because this shit's hilarious. So yeah, then we have like the robot throws a huge rock, and then the boulder hits the crowd, squashing a guy. So that's like two gigantic like actions. Like we're gonna have to do like the robot like with a huge rock, but he's got to like be throwing it, which is almost like two actions. I'm trying to put, like, make it look bouldery. Cause like he's like picking it up and then he's like throwing it. If it's just like a panel of him like throwing, if it's just a panel of him like throwing the rock, you're gonna be like, where in the hell did he get that rock? You know what I mean? It's gonna look weird. Like we gotta make it like readable. And I don't know if and here's the thing, is like, so the robot, the whole point of that interaction was just like cause and effect kind of like thing. And as much as like I want to like kind of like keep that joke, I don't know if it's worth keeping. I don't know if like the page needs that. Robot gets hit in the head, robot throws a huge rock, because like that's two actions, so we actually need 6 panels. And then the boulder squashing a guy is like another panel, so we need 3 panels. So we need like robot getting hit in the head, and then like robot picking up the rock. I mean, we could do this actually, like buildings, and then robot throwing the rock. This looks like 2 eyeballs. The robot throwing the giant boulder. Buildings, kind of like repeat panel, and then like the boulder like crushing a poor guy with like the crowd here kind of thing. This is like way more of a simple layout than this. We'll refine this a little bit and kind of figure out what we're doing. But like, so here's the problem that we're encountering with this layout, is that like the robot here throwing the rock is the kind of the same size as the guy here, and the problem is that like, so the robot's holding like the giant rock, and you want to make the rock look giant, and you want to make the robot look giant, so you need to have like, you know, people and like the buildings in the background, because like the robot's only going to look giant in relation to other things around it. So, but like these actions, like by confining the robot to these tiny panels and making the shot like kind of like look very frank, like it's making it look a little more mundane. You guys know what I mean by like the shot looks like frank. It's like it's looking, I don't know, like very plain. It's like kind of Billy Corrigan-y, you know what I mean? Like it's a little not Billy Corrigan. That's the Smashing Pumpkins guy, isn't it? I don't know. Maybe we gotta like change, like maybe we can just do, because the action is him picking up the rock, so we only gotta like establish the rock. Maybe we'll just do like a big boulder and like the robot's like, you know, hands around it with like a word balloon or something, like he's talking while he's gonna be like lifting the robot or lifting the rock. And then see, so like now the robot is taking up like actual more physical space within the panel. So by taking up like more physical space in the panel, he feels bigger than the guy above it, you know? Like the whole panel can't contain him. And then we'll draw like the rock in like the foreground, and then like the robot back here, and like maybe he's already like kind of like pitched it, and then like we'll draw some like houses and stuff. Yeah, this looks a hell of a lot better than what we were doing before. And also, so like we have a tilt here with the panel where it's the robot like coming to town, and then we have the opposite tilt going on over here in this panel. Man, I don't know if so I kind of just realized that like I'm drawing this really small, and I'm zooming out because I'm like trying to focus on like the motion and like drawing it small, and I'm realizing now that like you guys following along are like looking at this. This is like a very tiny thing on the page. I should have crop zoomed Photoshop a little bit better. When we do more layouts, we're gonna do that. So like let's flesh this out a little bit more. Not a ton more, but like, you know, a little bit more. So we have like the guy throwing. He's like, you know, mad. He's got his fist over here, and we'll draw like other people back here maybe. We don't necessarily need a bunch of like houses and stuff. We'll put like some speed lines and whatever, so he's like really like anime throwing it, you know. And then like the robot gets hit, so we want to make the robot like, this panel is gonna be hilarious because like I want the robot like totally expressionless, like he's getting like hit in the head with a rock, and he's just like whatever, you know. So like he gets nailed in the head. Man, my fiance just came in and she was eating chips, and now I want chips. We draw the rock here. And this is kind of like the ears of the robot. Although now that we're hitting him like right in the middle of the head, we're losing the comedy. We want the comedy. We want it to be funny. Maybe it hits him in like the side of the head. So thunk, you know. And he's just like mad. He's I mean, he's mad anyway, but like he's just like expressionless, like what the heck. Okay, dunk. All right. And then so this panel is the robot picking up the rock, and we'll draw like his fingers kind of thing. We're kind of just like fleshing this out a little bit more. This is like his weird robot palm. And this is the rock. This is kind of like the forearm back here, like foreshortened, and kind of like, here we go, the body, and we'll have like the boulder. This is kind of like his back leg. Oh, and we're gonna have him break up the text. So he was like, so we're breaking up the, hold on, I'm looking at the script. Robot throws a huge rock, panel 4. Robot throws a huge rock. Robot, you backwards idiots choose death. And then 5, the boulder hits a guy, but he doesn't say anything. So I'm gonna have him just picking up the rock here. I think we're gonna, yeah, we're gonna kind of change this a little bit. Maybe he just says backwards idiots here. We're gonna kind of like make it look like the rock's moving. We might add like some blur kind of thing. I don't know. We're gonna figure it out. But we got like the buildings and stuff behind him. So we're gonna put like his hand, and he's just kind of like standing there. He is small in this panel, but I feel like because of this panel, we make the rock look a lot bigger, and we're making the rock huge in this panel. So already I'm worried about like word balloon size. This is gonna be like a major. I feel like we're gonna when we start to move to doing the actual pages, we should like do the lettering maybe off stream. I'll be doing like the actual panel sizes and like the lettering, so that way, or maybe we'll do like one stream of that and then I'll do it off stream, because I'm sure it's not going to be very thrilling to watch me letter an entire comic. So that way we can like know that the word balloons are going to be okay and kind of draw around them. I think that might be the tactic. So yeah, text here from the robot. And then the boulder hits the crowd, totally squashing a guy. We'll put like more people back here, I guess, reacting in horror. The thing is we're gonna have to draw all these people. Not thrilled about that. Not thrilled about that. But like maybe we can make like the thud lines and like maybe add some special effects to kind of make this look a little more, get out of drawing some of these people. Like I think that might be where we want to be. Um, so I do think that I need to do some amount of, speaking of drawing stuff off stream. I think I do need to do some amount of drawing in this comic off stream, because if I don't, and this is the same dude. So we got to make him noticeable in some capacity. I think that if I don't do some of the drawing off stream, then this is like, we're going to be working on this in 2019. I feel like we're going to be doing this forever. Maybe like his hand here, foreground, shoulder, and he's just like getting walloped. Maybe he should be like, why? we are gonna put a lot of text in. Let's put some text in, cover up some of these people. See, now we only gotta draw like 3 people. Perfect. And this means crowd right up here at the top. That's a thing, right? And that's text. All right. So, man, we've already gotten like looser as we're going. All right. So we have like the first couple pages laid out now. I've been up for an hour after the crash, and I want chips. So we might end up calling the stream right here. What time is it? It's like 3 o'clock. Yeah, this is kind of like where I was thinking about stopping it anyway. So we have the layouts for a couple of pages, and I think that what we're going to do for the next Curse of the Iron Chef stream is we are going to start to get into actually penciling these guys, figuring out what we're going to be doing. Like I said before, like I want to try to draw it like a colorist rather than think about it like specific line art, pencils, inks, layouts done. Like we're going to be kind of like carving it out in gray potentially. Like I'm excited to try it. I don't know, like this is all going to be new, and like I don't know what it's going to look like. And I think that's part of what the excitement is. The thing is that, like, you know, I look at work like Fiona Staples and I'm like, oh, she's doing everything digitally and she's kind of like painting in backgrounds, and I'm like, maybe we should be doing that and thinking about it like that. And I want to lean into my strengths like I was talking about before. So you're not going to want to miss that stream, because we're going to be trying out a lot of things and trying to figure out what we want to do. Until then, we're going to be playing some Sea of Thieves with the Boyks later. If you guys are into gaming, come by, check that out. All this is going to go up on YouTube kind of like separately, even though we're doing all this today. So yeah, when we come back on Tuesday, we're going to be doing some of Declan's stream. If my internet hasn't cut out like it did last week, we're going to be finishing up Declan's piece, and we're going to be talking about the same stuff we were talking about before. So if you like that conversation, you should come by and check it out, because I've actually had a few people like be like, okay, so this is what I got from that stream, and I'm like, no, that's not the impression that I want you to have. So we're going to be elaborating more about the role of a colorist and the future of comics, and like clarify my position a little bit. And we're also going to be talking about making the transition and calibrating monitors and all that kind of stuff that I've been going through. So you're going to want to check that out. And if you're just watching Curse the Iron Chef stuff, enjoy the next video, I guess. We're going to be back at it this next weekend. So until then, keep making comics. Oh god. Oh god.